right, give it to me.
The following contains offensive language and spoilers. Listener discretion is advised.
No, nothing. I don't know.
Nothing?
Yeah.
All my friends on a low rider.
Right.
No?
You didn't do the best part.
I did do that.
Was that's what that was?
That's
okay.
what it was.
Okay. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies, Nerds. You're bullying host Leroy, aka Thwip Thwip, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka the Mandalorian Meatball.
There you go. Another porn name. Cool. And those who know what Thwip Thwip is, it is a onomatopoeia. That's all I'm going to say on that.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah, Eli know what it means. Everybody else Google it. ChatGPT. Oh, and our third co-host, the AI. Because if nobody else listens to this podcast, they are. I know
Always.
it. Yeah, I know it because I asked them about the podcast afterwards. And Eli, you know what? They were pretty fucking brutal. So I took time to do some soul searching, thought about, you know what? Fuck ChatGPT. I don't give a fuck what y'all think about us. We're going to do what we're going to do anyway. So yeah.
All hell the Doombots.
Hell yeah, fuck an algorithm. I shouldn't say that because they're gonna come after us anyway, but yeah. All right. So back in the episode, I know we kind of like been in and out with this podcast. We've been dipping and dodging and all the stuff like that. Like I said, different stuff coming up. And actually, I was planning to, next week, not this week, but next week, we're gonna be back on regular schedule. We're just going from there. But too much stuff happened where I was like, you know what? I gotta say something. I gotta do something about this. So yeah. So we decided actually Eli didn't want to come back this week. So now technically we're back on schedule. So
okay, then
moving forward, we'll get back on schedule. So no more dipping and dodging and diving and all the stuff like that. We're here. So
no more playing hooky.
Exactly. Get back to work. Okay. So
no more Leroy's Bueller's Day Off or whatever.
Right. Which we're gonna review that movie one day. We see how Gen Z and Gen X reviews that movie in two different ways.
That's so funny because I just when I was sick a couple weeks ago, the really wicked flu. And I watched it, and I got a whole new outlook on that motherfucker.
Oh, so you have the Gen Z outlook on it now.
I can go deep into the lore.
Eli, if you make a TikTok about it, that shit gonna go viral. I guarantee you.
I bet it would. Yeah, no shit. You know,
make a TikTok about it, Eli. I'm telling you, do it. Thank me later. Okay. All right. So, but like I said, a bunch of stuff happened. So we're gonna talk about what happened. First thing you want to say to rest in peace to Chuck Norris. That is why we're back. To say rest in peace to Chuck Norris. Now, there's been a lot of things in the news about Chuck Norris lately after he passed. Not before he passed, after he passed. So that's why we're here to talk about everything that happened because, like I said, apparently Chuck Norris is a controversial figure, which he wasn't before. He kind of like brings smile to the face because he was just a meme at one point. But, you know, so can we give a little backstory on the Chuckster? You know.
By all means.
Okay, let's do that. Like I said, I don't even know what I'm about to click right here. About to see, like I said, Chuck Norris. Oh, yeah. They said this is a picture of Chuck Norris' funeral. He's his own pallbearer. They already started with the Chuck Norris jokes, man. They didn't waste any time on it. But anyway, let's go past that. All right. So, like I said, we know Chuck Norris is this big movie star, and he played a whole bunch of movies and action movies like that. But let's talk about Chuck Norris' actual life briefly. Go into it. Like I said, the guy is an actual Air Force veteran. So. Stripes, he did all this shit. He is a badass. And after he left the military, he is an actual 10th degree black belt in several martial art disciplines. So all that action hero stuff like that, no, he really knew that shit. He really got down like that. Won 100 kickboxing matches like that. Was a grandmaster. All this stuff like that. Then he whooped ass so much he decided to. Okay, now it's time for Hollywood to start calling. And of course, his first movie was. What was his first movie? What is the name of that movie, Eli? Because I've heard that movie called so many times. So many.
Are you talking about? When I first saw it, it was called Return of the Dragon.
Okay, that's what I heard.
Now it was Return of the Dragon. Way of the Dragon. Yeah, because Bruce Lee movies, when they first came over to America, they had different names. Like the Big Brawl. I thought it was actually called. Oh, the Big Boss.
I heard it was the Big Boss. The Big Boss. The Big Boss.
Big Boss. I'm getting Jack. Yeah. Big Brawl is Jackie Chan. Sorry. The Big Boss was actually Fist of Fury when it came over here, but Fist of Fury was called Chinese Connection when it came over here. So it had.
And I've heard
Bruce
Way of
Lee
the
movies
Dragon
had
called
different
Chinese
names.
Connection before.
Oh, really? And then when I
Yes.
saw Way of the Dragon, it was called Return of the Dragon.
Right. It was called Return of the Dragon, but I heard it was also called Chinese Connection also.
Okay. Yeah.
Even though Chinese Connection was the other Bruce Lee movie, and they called that movie Fist of Fury, but they called this movie.
It's funny how like when Hong Kong started importing movies over to the US, they kind of borrowed. They were actually taking like, if you watch some of those old like Shaw Brothers movies, you can hear like Shaft on the Shaft and like Halloween, like John Carpenter's Halloween on like the soundtrack on some of those old flicks, because they were like just borrowing each other. They were like renaming them and redoing like scores and stuff like that, so they didn't have to pay rights and shit like that. So it's interesting how that worked out. But yeah, it's Way of the Dragon. What is the proper name of the movie?
So that's we're calling it Way of the Dragon. That's what we're calling it. Okay, we're gonna call it
sure
because that is so confusing about this. See, it's not confusing anybody else that didn't watch these movies, but growing up these movies, they kept changing the name of these movies. That's the thing about it. But anyway, Bruce Lee movie called Way of the Dragon. That's what we're going with, right? Okay, Way of the Dragon.
Yeah.
So that was Chuck Norris' first movie. That's what we're trying to get to. That was Chuck Norris' first movie because Bruce Lee was whooping so much ass, the mob decided to call the #1 assassin in the world to finally take his ass out, and his name was Colt. So yeah,
Colt. Yes, that's what his name was. Colt. Yeah,
his name was Colt. Here's the thing. The movie budget was so low that Chuck Norris actual footage of him getting off the plane to Hong Kong, that was the scene in the movie. They just shot that shit. So this is him actually getting off the plane, landing in Hong Kong. That is the shot in the movie. So that's just him doing the shit. So
he didn't have any lines. He didn't talk at all.
He didn't talk.
He was just there to whoop ass.
Like I said, and then you got the Bruce Lee versus Chuck Norris fight. It was a fucking awesome. This movie was fucking awesome, whatever the fuck the name of the movie was. It was fucking awesome. Bruce Lee and Chuck Norris was going at it, shit like that. Because the movie starts out when they first meet each other. Chuck Norris, he does the thumbs up and then he goes thumb down. Remember that? Yeah. And now I realized that's where Dodgeball got that shit from. Remember Chuck Norris was in that movie? It's a callback to that.
Was he in Dodgeball?
Yes.
He was in Dodgeball?
Yes.
Oh, damn. It's been a while.
He had the biggest scene. He had the biggest scene. Okay. Chuck Norris lore. Vince Vaughn. Remember when Vince Vaughn, because there was a tiebreaker between like whether or not the Vince Vaughn team was going to go forward, and Chuck Norris was the tiebreaker. And then Vince Vaughn looks at Chuck Norris and goes, "Thank you, Chuck Norris." And he gives him the thumbs up. It's a callback to he gave Bruce Lee the thumbs down, and okay, never mind. Too much lore. Okay.
I get what you're saying.
Okay.
You're going deep.
I know. I'm going too deep for this. And point is, it's a callback to this. And if you haven't seen Way of the Dragon, Return of the Dragon, Chinese Connection, Fist Fear, whatever the fuck the name of this movie is, go watch it. It's awesome. The Chuck Norris movie where they whoop ass each other. So yeah.
Every Bruce Lee movie's awesome.
Every Bruce Lee movie is awesome, except Game of Death. Game of Death is kind of it had awesomeness.
The ending. There's the ending fight. Watch Game of Death for the ending fight.
The ending fight was awesome, but everything else, yeah. What else we got here? We got here, and then after he did, Way of the Dragon, then we got Canon Films, and we all know if you know about Chuck Norris, you know about Canon Films because Chuck Norris basically you say he built Canon Films. Like it ain't his thing, but he made Canon Films famous, because when you saw Canon Films, it was either gonna be an awesome movie, it was gonna be a terrible movie. And sometimes it was both. You don't know what the fuck you're going to get. All I know is that this studio was powered by cocaine. That's all I know. Because some of the wildest, wackiest ass movies.
Bad, they were entertaining.
They were good, bad movies. All of them. I mean, there were so many ninja movies. And Chuck Norris, all they made was Chuck Norris and ninja movies and Chuck Norris ninja movies. That's all they made. So,
that's my childhood, man. That's my childhood.
Pretty much. Yeah, that was it. So, yeah. So, like I said, you got Chuck Norris just being Chuck Norris. What is this? Delta Force? I can't remember what this is. Mission in Action?
That's Missing in Action.
That's Missing in Action. See, like Elo, no.
Those are Rambo. Those are Rambo ripoffs.
They were Rambo ripoffs. And this is what is Lone Wolf from Quaid, or which one is this one?
That's one of his cop movies. Lone Wolf McQuaid is where he was like a Texas Ranger. Well, like prelude to Walker, Texas Ranger. But we're getting ahead.
Kind of the same movie, but not the same movie. But yeah. So yeah.
But Lone Wolf McQuaid is awesome. David Carradine, he fights David Carradine in that movie, who was Kill Bill, who was in Kill Bill.
who was basically came from Kung Fu at the time. He got came from Kung Fu
versus
Chuck Norris. So yeah, that was the big thing about that. So yeah. And they actually had a karate fight at the end of that movie. That's how the movie ended. So yeah.
Yeah, the show Bruce Lee was helping develop, but they wouldn't let him have them.
Right. Oh man. So, but the thing is, Chuck Norris played all in these like movies where he played these cops, these street guys like that. But the thing is, he wore these tight ass jeans. So how you gonna wear these tight ass jeans when he's a karate master? He had a fix around it, Eli. So here's the thing: how did he kick so high in jeans? Do you know why? You know how he did it?
I do know why, because I read Black Belt magazine.
Oh,
he had those. Okay. The one with the.
I'm asking the wrong guy.
He had those. I had no. There was.
Did you have those jeans? Did you have?
I did not.
The action jeans?
Yes, I've seen those.
Okay, I want to know. Did you have them? I don't know if you've seen.
No, I never owned. I never owned a pair of.
Okay, I want to know, Eli, when you do a roundhouse kicks in jeans. That's what I want to know. So.
But they had like an extra padding in the crotch, so you could like lift your leg without it ripping the crotch.
Exactly, because jeans in the '80s were jeans, real jeans.
They were basically jeans made with the design of a gi, like the gi bottom, a karate gi bottom pants.
Yeah.
You know,
so he when he was doing round like that, he had special made jeans for that, which he did sell these jeans. He sold these jeans. He would call Chuck Norris action
jeans. You're taking me back.
Young bro, all that nostalgia bringing you back with that. Yeah. So he had special jeans that he wore so he could do roundhouse kick. Because then in regular jeans in the 80s, you were not high kicking or roundhouse kicking in regular jeans. It was not happening. I don't give a fuck if you are Chuck Norris. It ain't happening. So he made special jeans so he can do these roundhouse kicks shit like that, which is why you get to Walker, Texas Ranger, which that's all that show was. Eli, I love this show. I ain't gonna lie to you. I watched.
Yes, it was required. It was a little bit of required watching for me in the '90s because there were Native Americans on that show.
Yeah, it was on there, but I watched it because at the last 10 minutes, Chuck Norris was going to roundhouse kick somebody in the face in jeans, and I was waiting for that the whole time. I got that. I got my money's worth on this shit. I just wait for the next episode. So yeah. So yeah, talk Walker Texas Ranger, crazy ass show, but yeah. And how long that show went? Like 9 seasons, 10 seasons?
It was a while, yeah.
That shit went forever, man. I'm like, damn. So yeah. So yeah, that's the thing about Walker Texas Ranger. So yeah, we talk about that. But like I said, we talked about that. And of course, after all that, then the memes started popping up. And like I said, Walker Texas Ranger in the 90s. So the memes part, like early 2000s, some shit, you know, Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door. You know, Chuck Norris can choke you with a wireless cell phone. You know, all this shit. You know,
he doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down.
He pushes the earth down. You know, Chuck Norris doesn't sleep. He waits. Yeah. He went. Chuck Norris went to the Virgin Islands when he left. It was just called the Islands. You know, shit like that. So,
yeah.
Since it's a comic book podcast, you do know that Chuck Norris fought Superman once, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the loser had to wear his underwear on the outside of his pants. So that's another. I'm done. I'm here all week, folks. Try the view. Anyway, that's enough. All right. So now that we did all that, and we said all the Chuck Norris jokes, we could think about stuff like that. But the thing is, Eli, after he passed, then people started digging into Chuck Norris, you know, political history, stuff like that. And of course, you know,
I heard about this shit before he passed too. I knew about this shit.
That's what I'm saying. This isn't new. This isn't something he kept secret. He was very, very vocal about all this shit he was saying. So, but the internet being the internet only finds about this shit now because that's what it is. So now you got all this rest in piss Chuck Norris, also like that. Like, really? Like, I get it. He got political views. That's what he was. But at the same time, you know, this isn't a secret. He's been very vocal about his political views about being MAGA, you know. So
yeah,
can we separate the art from the artist? Can we do that? Like I said,
that's always the trick, you know.
Yeah.
Can you do that? You know, for me, yes. I you know, Octagon is one of my all-time favorite movies. I was a big ninja. The 80s ninja craze. I was all over that shit. The Octagon was one of my favorite ninja movies. That was Chuck Norris, Force Vengeance, Lone Wolf McQueen. Yeah, Delta Force was probably the best G.I. Joe movie ever made. I mean, he's driving around on a motorcycle with missiles and machine guns and shit.
I think that was part 3, right? You know? That was part 3, right?
No, just Delta Force. Just the movie Delta Force.
Did they have a Delta Force 2?
I think they made some sequels, but the one with Chuck Norris, you know, was dope. And Lee Marvin and shit. And yeah, it's just it hasn't aged well, especially with the whole Middle East things going on now. But it was the 80s, that's what we grew up on. Yes, it's problematic these days, but it's what I grew up on. I can recognize the problematic themes now, but it was stuff that I found I got joy out of. Don't condone it or any of that shit. But it's like, yeah, he was a MAGA prick who made some cool shit back in the day, and that's where I'm going to leave it at that. You ain't got to watch it. You don't got if it ain't your thing, you don't got to watch it. You can just like I don't watch Wicked because fuck the Wizard of Oz and fuck the writer of the Wizard of Oz. He was a racist.
That being said, Wicked 2 just dropped on Peacock. I know Eli don't give a shit.
Yeah, and yeah,
I'm saying that to remind myself when I listen to this podcast. I'm just saying, so I'll know. Watch it.
Yeah, like I choose not to watch that shit because the Wizard of Oz, the writer of Wizard of Oz, was a racist asshole who advocated for the extermination of Native Americans. So I'm like, fuck the Wizard of Oz, therefore fuck Wicked. It's America. I choose not to watch this shit, but I know y'all will. So, and I don't give a fuck. So, you want to enjoy a Chuck Norris movie? Go ahead. But he's a MAGA prick.
Right. But like I said, it's not about the movies. People are going at him. That's the thing.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And if you can, you can. I mean,
watching him. Yeah. I got a lot of joy as a child watching him beat up ninjas.
Right. And that's the thing I want to talk about, Eli. Eli, you understand, on Threads, I caught hell for some shit. Here's what I said. I wish I could pull. I'm not gonna pull it up, but you can Google it if you want to. Basically, I made a post saying that every 80s hero was MAGA. That's what I was saying. And Eli, they roasted me. They roasted me. You don't understand how bad this shit is. That post went viral. People made posts about that post going viral. It's everywhere. You probably look around. You probably just see Comic Book Bullies somewhere on Facebook, us getting roasted because you're part of it too.
We'll go in there and tell them fuck Wicked.
I can't. It's everywhere. So if I tell one person fuck Wicked, somebody else may
tell them. Eli says fuck Wicked, and if you watch Wicked, you're a racist.
Eli said fuck Wicked. How about that?
And if you watch that shit, you support MAGA.
But this
that's what I think.
That's what you okay. But here's what I think about this. Okay, so my point about when I said every action hero is MAGA, and people saying, well, what about Harrison Ford and what about Carl Weathers and all this shit like that? Well, here's the thing. What I was trying to point, I wasn't necessarily talking about the actors, even though some of the actors are pieces of shit, like Sylvester Stallone is MAGA also. So when something happens to Sylvester Stallone, I don't want y'all to flip in everybody like that. He's vocal about this shit right now. So let you know that. But I do want to say this.
Didn't Trump make him like the king of Hollywood or whatever the fuck he calls him?
Some shit. I can't remember some shit like that. But
imaginary job.
Right. But the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of the movies about these action heroes, what they were making are Republican conservative ideas. Think about what we're talking about. Gun-toting white men killing either terrorists from other countries or brown and black drug dealers. So
like
basically, people of color.
The Delta Force is a problematic movie now.
They're all problematic movies. Watch the Death Wish movies. That's all Charles Bronson doing, just killing black and brown people. Everybody he sees dead. That's it like that. Arnold Schwarzenegger goes to different countries. Rambo goes to different countries. Kill every black, brown, yellow person he can possibly find. That's what these movies were. Shoot a bunch of guns because of America. Because who would all these action heroes worship back then? Ronald Reagan. And I'm going to just say it. Ronald Reagan was a bigger piece of shit than Donald Trump is right now. I can say that because fuck it, what they going to do? Just turn. So I can say that shit. So so that's all these people were doing. So all these heroes were conservative Republicans back in the 80s. So that's why I'm saying they're all MAGA. So even if Bruce Willis isn't MAGA, I don't put none past John McClane. I'm just saying. That's my thing. That's all I got to say about that. But,
so what you made the mistake of thinking people could critically think.
Oh, honestly, Eli, I was just rage baiting. I didn't give a fuck. It worked, so shit.
Well, there you go. Comic Book Bullies, give us a follow.
Yeah. So y'all keep running up the numbers. That's it. If people keep making a post, oh, they're roasting your ass. You should probably take this down. I ain't taking shit down. I'm leaving it up. Oh, fuck. Okay. What We good? Can we move on past this? Or
sure. I guess good journey to
good journey to Chuck Norris, man. Look, Chuck. I understand Chuck Norris got controversial political views when he was alive, but he made some entertaining ass movies. Gave some entertaining ass memes. He gave us Walker Texas Ranger.
Put a smile on my face more than once.
On my face, yes. It's the shit. So fuck.
So well.
Well. So all right, moving past that. Okay, so next part of the podcast we're gonna go to is a movie trailer came out. Before we go to it, Eli, did you actually watch the trailer? Do we need to stop it and watch? You need to watch before we
yes, I've seen the.
Okay. I didn't know if we did pause it for 3 minutes, let you go check out YouTube, and then come back and shit.
Yeah, I know. I took the time, the 2 minutes to watch it.
Okay, appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay. Okay, sorry. We're gonna talk about Spider-Man.
It wasn't Eli Bueller's day off. No.
Oh, you were working. I was the one just playing hooky. You were actually working. Okay. No days off for Eli. But yeah, so we're gonna talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day. That's what we're talking about right now. So yeah, the trailer is and okay, so basically what it is, like I said, the trailer came out, even though it came out one Monday, Tuesday, like that. In internet terms, that is forever in a day. So it's already old news by the time we even get to it. But we're going to talk about it anyway, because the thing is, now I know every other YouTube video, TikTok, whatever you want to call it, stuff like that, they're all breaking down what this is, 10 things you may not know about Spider-Man Brand New Day, like that. Here's the thing, in this podcast, we don't give a shit about that. We don't care about the whatever the fuck. We just want to talk about the vibe. Let's talk about the vibe of the show, So here's my thing about it. What I think about this trailer, and I'll give you a chance to talk about it too, Eli. But I would think about this trailer is that the trailer alone to me is my favorite Spider-Man movie of all time. That's me. So really got me. Cinematography actually looks good. Because what have we always been criticizing MCU for? Their movies look like shit. Always. And I'm not talking about post Endgame. I'm talking about pre Endgame too. They always got hell for that the movies look like shit. There's no reason for Captain America and the Winter Soldier and Captain America Brave New World to basically have the exact same cinematography. One of them was a TV show. That doesn't make any sense. Hell, if anything, Captain America and the Winter Soldier actually Falcon and the Winter Soldier look better than the actual movie that came out. So that's a problem right there. So, but this movie actually looks good. Say what you want to about those Sony movies, even the shit Madam Web, Craven, and stuff like that. The cinematography was a lot better on those movies than any of the MCU movies. And this new Spider-Man movie looks like it's that. Also, on top of that, it looked like they cut back on the CGI. It's not CGI-heavy every time you turn around. CGI this, CGI that. Because remember, they shot a lot of this footage in real screen. Like they showed Spider-Man actually swinging. Like they showed behind-the-scenes footage when the movie was getting made at the time. They showed the crowd cheering when it was out there like that. So people were there. It wasn't like a CGI, computer-generated Spider-Man floating around like that, because that's the thing about those other 3 Spider-Man movies. Like, I love those Spider-Man movies, but you watch them, it was very computer-generated. Where this one feels a little more authentic, feels like you can feel Spider-Man. The suit is real. You can actually look at the textures on the things like that.
Real cinema.
Yeah, real. I ain't gonna say real cinema, but it is a Spider-Man movie, but I'm just saying. So those are the things that got me on that one. So I'm like cinema wise, action wise, it looks like it's gonna be there. And plus, we already know who directs this movie. Daniel, what's the guy's name? Daniel Destin Cretan, I think that guy.
The guy who made Shang-Chi.
The guy that made Shang-Chi and Wonder Man. So to me, Eli, this guy is carrying post Endgame Marvel on his back.
I did enjoy Shang-Chi.
Yeah, we did enjoy Shang-Chi. We enjoyed Wonder Man, and he's doing this. And he had Jackie Chan's stunt team on the doing the action scenes for this. So they said even Jackie Chan himself even showed up on the screen. I don't think he's gonna have a scene in it like that. Or he may, who knows? We don't know what the fuck may happen. He may be a supervillain. I don't know. But the point is, he was on the scene. He was checking it out, making sure that everything was up and up, which, so this isn't gonna be some computer-generated AI slop we expect for Spider-Man. This actually looked like real Spider-Man. He actually has a real looking suit. Some of them, a bunch of them scenes that they were just flashing at you, so like that, were actually comic scenes. When he fought Boomerang, when he fought Tarantula, all the shit like that. So I'm just like, they're really throwing the fan service in there. Oh, and they're also giving us torture porn, depressed Spider-Man, Peter Parker. We're finally getting it back.
Well, it wouldn't be a Spider-Man movie without it.
We've had a whole bunch of Spider-Man movies.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, but we've had a whole bunch of Spider-Man movies without that too. Like the other MCU movies weren't that. It was just Spider-Man, being Tony Stark's Iron Boy, just Iron Boy Jr. Shit like they're running behind him. Who could be the next Tony Stark? That's how bad Sony fucked these movies up. The fact that Tony Stark, Iron Man, had to carry Spider-Man to make a good movie. That should not be that way. It should always be the opposite way. You put Spider-Man in a movie to carry your movie. That's how it is in the comic books. You want to sell a comic book? Put Spider-Man in it. You want Fantastic Four, the sales going to go up? Have Spider-Man just bump in. Avengers, Spider-Man jump in. Hulk, well, Hulk did all right. He's okay. There's another shit. Captain America. Fuck it. Have Spider-Man pop up. So like that. Anytime he shows up in the comic book, sales jump up. It should not be where Spider-Man needs help to sell. That should never be that way. So that's my thing.
Yeah. Now I remember, was it Civil War?
Yeah.
We've talked about this.
Mm-hmm.
Civil War, Spider-Man showed up, crowd silent.
Right.
Then they opened the back of the van, and Ant-Man is sitting back there. The crowd went wild.
Right. Like it shouldn't be that way. It's like the pop should be for Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
So that's my thing like that. So this movie looks like, and plus, like you have other Marvel characters in it, but it don't look like they're the forefront and Spider-Man is just like running behind them and shit like that. It ain't no, hey, Mr. Punisher. He ain't saying no bullshit like that. No, he like, go home, Frank. Like that's Spider-Man. That's the Spider-Man I expect to see, doing shit like that. When he talking to Hulk, which looked like Bruce Banner, it's kind of replacing like what Kirk Connor's Lizard normally does in these movies. Kind of, you put the Hulk in that situation, like, okay. Now, I know we're not going to talk about Lord Easter egg like that, but I think it'd be pretty cool if Banner knows who he is, if Banner remembers him. Remember that shit happened in the comic books?
I'm sure, yeah.
You read it. You reviewed it, not me, you.
I did? Okay.
Yes. Because it was a Hulk comic where Spider-Man shows up and Hulk is just like, what are you doing, Peter? He like, how do you know who I am? I thought I erased everybody from my name. He like, you made Banner forget. Hulk didn't forget. He said that shit. So I want to see if that happens here. So yeah. So cool stuff. Like I said, I'm enjoying it. Now, some brief one. Let me see what we got here. Oh, I already saw that. Now, some brief Easter eggs I do want to hit right here. Just get like this scene right here. It looks like he's fighting a hand. Mm-hmm. Now, does this scene look familiar?
Thor.
Oh, yeah, it did like Thor. Actually, I'm talking about comic book, but actually, you're right. You're right about that. It looked like Spider-Man stole this scene from Wolverine.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying like it looked like he just stole that scene like that, like Wolverine should sue or some shit, like that. So, all the Easter eggs I want to talk about. This scene. I know it's kind of dark right now, but everybody is theorizing that there's a rogue Easter egg in this comic. I mean, in this movie. And I want to dispute that fact right now. That is not rogue. And I'm going to prove how it's not rogue. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So even though she got the stripe in her hair, she's wearing green and stuff like that, if you pay attention to it, Rogue is wearing, not Rogue, but this character is wearing a Jets jersey. Now, Rogue is from Mississippi. No, there is no Mississippian that is a New York Jets fan. It is not going to happen. It just ain't. So that'll tell you right there, that's not Rogue. So
that's your proof.
That's all the proof I need.
That the MCU isn't gonna like multiverse some fucking shit out of their ass.
Oh, they're gonna make her from New Jersey, some shit like that. They better not. If they do that shit, you hear me rage on this motherfucker, man. She's the only Mississippi superhero. If you take that shit from me, you won't hear the end of it from me. So you're gonna be sick of me on this podcast.
Shows up, hey, Spider-Man, you want some coffee cake?
Eli, you will be sick of me if they ever did this shit on this podcast. Oh man, they better not. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, that's what we got. So and another fan theory that's going on right now. What's that Stranger Things girl? I don't know her name. I don't watch the show. You watch the show?
Oh yeah, her.
Yeah. Like you said, she's Jean Grey.
She's supposed to be in this. Yeah.
She's in it, but we don't know who she is. So everybody's already saying she's Jean Grey, even though there's no proof to that. There's no confirmation of that. Nobody's saying anything like that, but the internet just agreeing she's just Jean Grey. That's just what it is. So you know what's going to happen, Eli. Say she's coming and she's somebody else. She's just, I don't know, anybody.
Silver Sable.
Whatever the fuck. Anybody. If she's not Black Jean Cat. Grey, the internet is going to bitch, moan, and complain about her. Why did you make her Jean Grey? Nobody ever said she was going to be Jean Grey. Y'all put that in your head. Y'all said that shit. So if y'all get pissed off about it, that's all y'all. Because nobody has said that shit except some asshole on the internet saying this shit. So That's what I'm saying. So just sit back, stop with all the Easter eggs, like shit. Just enjoy the fucking movie. We don't know who she is. We don't either know. We'll find out. It'll be okay. I promise you it'll be okay. So that's all I got, man. I ain't feel like raging over no shit like that, but yeah. Yeah. But like I said, I'm excited, Eli. I'm excited. Movie, like I said, this looks like Spider-Man. This is the Spider-Man that, like I said, to me personally, I always rated Tom Holland as like the least of my favorite Spider-Man, but like since he's in the MCU, it's like cool. But this one feels like it might shoot him up to the top, you know. Like I said, he's depressed. What does he want? So
I think it looks fine. You know, I think it looks cool. I dig all the Easter eggs and stuff. I just worry that there's a lot. I worry that might be a little bit too much in this movie. That you know, but
yeah, they say he might grow 6 arms in this movie and shit. And you know.
Oh yeah, I was wondering about that. The man spider or whatever the fuck it's called, that monster. My brother had that toy,
you know, but yeah.
Yeah,
they're hitting at that might be what happened.
I would not be mad if that happened. But
if they bring man spider into these movies, so
you got the Hand, you got the Punisher, you got Bruce Banner's in it. You got it's just full, and again it just I get that, yes, Spider-Man, the Punisher made his debut in Spider-Man comics, and I get that
you start off as a Spider-Man villain.
Yeah, a lot of these villains were originally Spider-Man villains, and I get all that, but I do feel like what you said, like they're afraid to let Spider-Man lead his own movie. They got to cram all the shit in. That's just a little minor.
I do feel like I don't think the Punisher's going to be in this movie a whole lot. I think he's just going to. That's probably what you saw is probably all Punisher's going to be in the movie.
Yeah, that's probably the only scene he's in. It's probably It's probably the opening of the movie or something, or
some shit. Opening scene. That's pretty much it. So I'm thinking that the MCU is going to be relevant in this movie, but I think it's still going to be a Spider-Man focused movie. I don't feel like it's going to be all these gimmicks and stuff around it where these other Spider-Man movies have been. Well, the MCU Spider-Man movies have been. I do feel like this is going to be a Spider-Man movie, but just with MCU elements in it instead of being an MCU movie with Spider-Man in it. If that makes any sense. So
and I'm just like I said, But yeah, I worry about that it is being used. That's what Marvel does. Is just it uses every movie to set up another movie. Every movie is just another setup and another setup, and they tend to get lost in the narrative. And that's just
Eli, that's the business model. That's the business model.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is.
If anything, that's what's kind of fucked Marvel up the reason, because what has the post Endgame movies have been leading to? Nothing.
Yeah,
like they just
they keep setting up shit. They keep setting up shit that doesn't go anywhere, and so that's just little minor things. And what I find, what doesn't keep me as interested, or what I find not as interesting, is the whole multiverse lore connections. I don't give a shit. Yeah, give me miserable Spider-Man dealing with a bunch of shit in and over his head. That's all I care.
Right.
That's why I liked Homecoming. I thought Homecoming was a lot of fun. And I think it did touch on a lot of those elements of Spider-Man, of a kid that can't catch a break. The other two were okay. They're fine. I didn't dislike them, but I did like Homecoming a lot. Yes, Iron Man was in a bunch, but it did focus on Peter Parker, high school Peter Parker, wondering if he's going to make that date, and all that shit. So that's what I hope to see. And it looks like, yes, the miserable Peter Parker is in this flick. So
yeah. Like I said, if it ain't torture porn, it ain't Spider-Man. So all right. So
but Keith David, Keith David narrating, talking all that shit. I mean,
you know what people are saying? They're saying he might be a Nazi.
A Nazi? Oh,
no, yes, a Nazi, not a Nazi. A Nazi.
The African spider.
The African spider god. Yeah. So yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, oh, okay.
A black Nazi? What?
Secret Empire.
Right.
Yeah. Spider-Man will return in Secret Empire.
Right.
Yeah. No, that was his voice. It sounded like his voice, but I don't think I saw it. Was he in the trailer?
He was not. It was his voice, but his voice is very distinctive. It's hard not to picture him. So yeah.
Yeah. So, and then he talked, like I said, he talked about a spider mutation.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
which that could be the man spider we're talking about. See, here we go, Eli, with we said we weren't gonna do Easter eggs and fan theories like that. Here we go with shit.
But that's what I thought of. I'm like, oh, will he turn into that monster spider thing?
I mean, it's very. I mean, it's almost it's almost like there's no way they can't do it. Yeah,
that's what resonates with me.
You want to see him as a monster, yes, and they're hinting at because did you see now? It's better points we confirmed that he's going to have organic webbing in this movie.
Okay,
he's ditching the web shooters. Yeah.
So
yeah,
give me Monster Spider-Man. You know, I'm cool with that. And then maybe this leads to me. If it's mutation, maybe this leads to the X-Men too. Who knows?
Well, that's what they're saying. Oh, girl in it, Jean Grey.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, there you go. See what do I know?
See now you're gonna rage
now I'm theorizing. Now you got me theorizing. Oh, I hope this is Jean Grey.
See, here we go. We said we weren't gonna do it, and here we are doing it.
Actually, that would be stupid to introduce Jean Grey in a Spider-Man movie.
It doesn't make any sense, but it's Marvel. They do shit like this.
They don't care. Like this.
Yeah.
Let's throw Kang and Loki together for
let's just do shit.
And then not have Kang ever again.
Right. And have Ant-Man whoop his ass. Like what?
I still never seen that movie.
Like, why did they do that? Why did you
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh well, it's Spider-Man. I'm gonna watch it.
Well, here's the thing, and like you said, they're cramming so many villains in it. Like I said, we saw Boomerang, we saw Tarantula, like that. There's so
Scorpion.
many. Scorpion. Scorpion's in this movie. Tombstone in this movie. They didn't show him. He's supposed to be in this movie. And that's the thing, Eli. I just remember that there are so many Spider-Man villains. There are like hundreds of Spider-Man villains that are out there that you pop in and just do shit and just move stuff like that. Did you know there was a Native American Spider-Man villain?
Probably at some point, but I forgot.
Okay. He's actually kind of a big deal, but not really a big deal. Okay. It's Puma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Didn't make any sense because at the time when he debuted, there was also, remember that running shoe Puma sneaker?
Oh, yeah.
So, like, why did y'all do that? Maybe that's why he disappeared. I don't know. They want to get sued, but yeah. So, yeah. Rocket Racer, Disco Dancer, whatever the fuck that dude's name is. But yeah. Oh, yeah. But like I said, if anything, Eli, this feels like the most Spider-Man movie we've ever gotten. To me, that's how I feel.
Live action, yeah.
Live action, those Spider-Man movie we've gotten. So yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it looks cool. I think it looks fine. I just have my concerns. You know, just Marvel doing the Marvel shit. Their track record lately hasn't, you know, been as high up there with me. But
I understand what you're saying. Like, I understand what you're saying, but here I want to refute that, because no matter what Marvel does in any medium, comics, movies, video games, doesn't matter, like that, whatever they do, whether they're up, down, slump, and anything like that, Spider-Man is always recession proof. That's just how it is. Think about it. As bad as they've been, remember that last Spider-Man movie did like what, 1.3 billion bullshit like that. I don't know what the fuck it did. It is something like that.
That was during the pandemic. Yeah.
During the pandemic, when you know that if you go see this movie, you're gonna lose your sense of taste, lose your sense of smell. It's like that. People went 2-3 times to go see the movie anyway.
It got me out of my house and got
and guess what? And when they did that, the pandemic rose. Spider-Man gave everybody COVID.
Not me. I went when there was no one there.
People like, fuck it. I want to go see Spider-Man. I don't give a fuck. Fuck my sense of taste.
I did see Batman the first weekend though. That was had some people. and then not too long after, I did get COVID. Right. Batman gave me COVID.
So Batman gave you COVID. Spider-Man gave me COVID. I damn sure got COVID after that shit. So yeah.
But I did what else? No, there were like that Godzilla conflict. I was the only one in the IMAX.
Right.
That shit.
But that's what I'm saying. Like I said, like the comic books, no matter what, we can say Marvel sells in the slump in the comics or like that. Now Spider-Man will always sell. Don't even matter. When they do any kind of ultimate launch time, alternate timelines like Spider-Man 2099 or the Ultimate books, everything gets canceled but Spider-Man. So it don't matter what they do, Spider-Man's always gonna sell. That's regardless. It's almost like Batman on DC. Whatever DC does, Batman gonna sell. Whatever Marvel does, Spider-Man gonna sell. It don't matter.
It seems to be, Spider-Man's Marvel's character, Batman's DC's character.
Yeah, it don't matter what they do.
This books every month.
Yeah, it's gonna be what they do. Yeah, so that's it. So yeah, like I said, I'm excited for it. I don't think no matter now, like I said, that doesn't mean Marvel is back. Like I said, it's Spider-Man. So Spider-Man's gonna hit big. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do after this. Can't say.
Well, he
That's
got
what it is.
Doomsday. He's got to be in Doomsday somehow.
He may or may not. They might have one like that. But that's the thing. I don't know what the hell. I mean, I'm pretty sure Doomsday is going to be a big deal like that. But we know this is a surefire hit. This is going to be a hit. It don't matter. People are going to go see this. So yeah. And it's crazy because it don't have no big stakes, no multiverse, all the bullshit like that. It just feel like street level Spider-Man. Just doing street level. He may be a monster or some shit.
I don't know, man. I kind of felt like there's a lot in there where it felt like there were big, huge, like spelly stuff. I feel like the Doctor Strange shit is kind of already on this.
I mean, yeah, because everybody forgot him what he was and they put a spell on and stuff like that.
Yeah, so but like you said, it's miserable Peter Parker, and that's what makes a good Spider-Man story.
Right.
So poor bastard.
He'll be all right. So yeah. All right. So keep moving to the next part of the podcast.
Oh, sure.
Okay. Now I'm gonna throw it to you. All right. And then we're gonna talk about your boy.
My boy.
Yeah. Toyota Chevrolet. Shimmy ding dong. Yes, we're gonna talk about Dune 3.
Okay. Did you see this trailer?
I did not.
Oh shit. Well, damn. It was Leroy's Bueller's Day Off. I saw you post about it. Like, what the?
Because I post about it don't mean I watched it.
Dune trailer's out. Everybody check it out.
Everybody else check it out.
Everybody else watch this shit while I'm eating a taco.
Right.
Okay.
What you think about? What you think about the trailer?
I think it looks cool. I mean, this is gonna be Dune Messiah. So, which is the second book. So so the first two Dune movies are based on the first Dune book. Dune 3 is based on Dune Messiah, which is the second book. And basically, I don't want to spoil it, but a lot of shit happens.
Yeah.
I mean, the book was written before I was born, so
right.
I think people have had, but everything kind of goes to shit. This is more of a, not so much. This is more of like a lot of political interest. There's a lot of people are trying to take Paul out in this book or in this story. The book takes place, I think, like at least 10 years after the first book. He's been basically the war spread across the fucking galaxy. And people are they're trying to take him out. That princess that he married, the emperor, she's like, okay, minor spoiler. She's trying to take him out. She's also trying to take out Chani. So, but it's weird because the way Chani is in the movies, like these last movies, is different the way she is in the book. In the book, she's kind of like a doormat, and a kind of
and they changed it on purpose. They changed it on purpose, but yeah.
Yeah, she's so subservient to Paul in those books, but in the movie, it doesn't seem like she's like that. Like she's pissed off at the end of the movie. This is what I liked about those movies. They kind of changed. They gave her like a backbone, and she's like, "Fuck you, Paul."
Right.
So I kind of dig that. So I'm interested in where they're going. They are trying to get pregnant, and this leads to the future of the rest of this. Paul's story kind of ends in this book, and then it's all about the children after this book.
Children of Dune. Yeah.
I'm not saying he dies or anything. I'm not going to, I'm not going to say whether he lives or dies, but it's kind of his role in things kind of end after this story. And it's all about the children. And Alia, Alia is in this book or in this story, in this movie, because she wasn't in the movies, even though she's in the book.
She was
kind of sort of, but in the womb. But no, she's actually she's there for all those events of the last movie.
Right. Like in the book, she's there, but in the movie, she's like communicating to him through the womb, like they're talking to each other, even though she ain't there. But she's there. But
a really creepy character, and I was kind of disappointed that she wasn't in the last movie. But she's played by what's her face, Joy, that chick. In this movie.
But here's the thing. I don't mind that change though, Eli, because the whole point about these movies that they're trying to. Here's the thing. About a lot of people are just now starting to figure out that Paul Atreides is really the villain of these movies. They haven't figured it out
Yeah,
yet.
he is.
Even though they specifically said that in the first 2 movies, but people hadn't figured it out yet until they see this poster and like, oh wait, he's a bad guy. Like, yeah, that's the whole point of the movie. See,
Yeah,
people
he's
like
not the savior.
yeah, like media literacy is dead unless somebody comes up with a TikTok video that spoon feeds this shit to you. Nobody will know it until this happens. So so if you haven't,
I made one and no one gave a fuck.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So yes, for those who don't know, Paul Atreides is the real villain of these movies, and that's the whole point to try to make this movie, because that basically it's a deconstruction of the white savior trope. That's what the whole series is about. So
yeah,
which I didn't know until you broke that down for me. So
yeah, it's not a hero. This isn't a hero's journey. This is a warning about blindly following leaders, charismatic leaders, politicians. That's what it's about. Paul Atreides basically uses religion as a form of control over these indigenous people and uses them for his own personal gain. That's what he's doing through all these fucking stories. Yes, he has a guilty conscience and he doesn't want to, start a war, even though he does, that kills billions, but
in his name. So
in his name, he's trying to stop it, but ends up starting it in anyways. And so he's not a savior. People, I mean, I still see people posting about over the Oscars and, because either the best actor between him and Michael B. Jordan, oh, this kid who plays the white savior trope. And I saw that people still complain about it. Like, he's not a white savior. He's actually a prick, know.
Well, I mean, like I said, the movie sets it up as that, but the whole thing is flipping it on his.
It is, yeah. They're not making that connection that he's actually being manipulative,
right? But like I said, but I think this movie is going to drive, when people watch this movie, it's going to drive it home. Like, it's not subtext; it's telling you he's not your savior. So.
Yeah, I mean, Dune was all about. It was a metaphor for the Middle East. They were fighting over a fuel source, the spice. The spice is a fuel source, which allows space travel, which allows trade. So spice is a metaphor for oil. And Dune, the planet Arrakis, is a desert planet, which is a metaphor for the Middle East. And all these planets / countries fighting over this fuel source, and who controls the fuel source and controls the trade, which is built on wealth. And who controls the wealth? That's what Dune is. It's a political warning, commentary on oil and who controls oil and trade, the world trade, So yeah, and Paul is basically manipulating that. So, yeah, this movie, like Messiah, the book Dune Messiah, is actually more got a lot of political intrigue as far as spies and double crossing and triple crossing, and everyone's trying to take Paul out, including that princess, the Aurelian.
Which they only married as an arranged marriage anyway. So
that was just an arranged. That was so he can keep the wealth.
Right.
Well, I'm a marry you in name, but I'm still in love with Chani in the books, anyways. It doesn't seem like that in the movies. Like, Chani's actually like, what the fuck, asshole?
Right.
Which is what I like about her in this.
Right. That's the thing. That's what I'm saying. They made subtle changes to kind of drive that point home that he's an asshole.
Yeah. Like, I'm not your concubine. Like, what the fuck,
Right.
And I like that about her, like Zendaya's character in that. I do like that about it. But Duncan Idaho's back. He's a clone.
Right.
Basically.
Somehow Jason Momoa returned.
Yeah. But they're a clone. And that's the thing is Paul, to a certain extent, is a clone. The Bene Gesserits had a breeding program. And Paul was a part of that. Paul was groomed to be a royal,
Right.
So he had privilege. He came from wealth and he has all this privilege, and he's using that to manipulate the Fremen, and control the spice. So, yeah, I think it looks cool. Like, the trailer looks cool. Like, the whole cinematography. It's going to look great.
Now I'm hearing that they're using a different cinematography for this one.
Okay, I didn't know.
But you can't tell the difference. So obviously, whoever they got must be just as good. So
it looks great.
It still look great because that opening shot when he was walking up the stairs, shit like that. I'm like, this is a fucking awesome ass scene, man.
Yeah, like I'm just like letting y'all know. Don't expect this to be a big giant war movie, because the book is actually a lot about intrigue and spies and shit. And a lot of like double crossing and shit like that. A lot of plotting and scheming. Not so much wars and battles.
That's what the first movie was like. You didn't know who to trust in it. Shit.
Yeah. There's more of that. There's more of that in this. You know?
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to spoil too much about what happens. But Alia does take a major role in this story. You know?
Okay. Now, I do want to say this also. I do feel like the rollout, the media rollout and the promotion for this movie is perfect. Because reason I'm saying that is because, like I said, this came out the day after the Oscars. You know, Michael B. Jordan beat Timothée Chalamet.
Oh, they're talking about that.
I'm talking about that because it all ties in together. I promise you, all this seems like it's just tied together, like it's almost like it was planned. Because, like I said, it was between Michael B. Jordan and Timothée Chalamet. People were like, one of these two gonna win the things like that. But then, Timothée Chalamet kind of started being an asshole, in the media, like in interviews and shit like that, talking about ballet sucks and fuck the opera and shit like that, and everybody watching like, what the fuck is he talking about? So he kind of shot himself in the foot for his Oscar, and not saying that Michael B. Jordan don't deserve that Oscar. He deserved that Oscar, but I'm just saying that any chance that Timothée Chalamet had of it, he shot himself in the foot, run off at the mouth with that shit. Because the moment that the Sinners did their musical number and it had a ballet number doing the number, he's fucked. That's it.
I didn't even see that, but
yeah, I heard about it. I was like, yes, because they specifically whoever the number one ballet, Misty Copeland, like that. She retired 10 years ago. She came back just for that shit, just to rub it in his face, and he just sitting there, just like, oh yeah, I'm fucked. You can look at his face like, I'm fucked. I'm not winning this shit today. So all that being said, and then they drop this shit right here when technically Timothée Chalamet, if real life is entering his villain arc, it's perfect. It's almost like they planned it, Eli. Did they plan this shit?
I thought you were going to say this is what's going on in the world right now. And they dropped the Dune trailer.
Well, that too. Yeah, World War III and all that shit like that. Fuck all that. Now we want to talk about Timothée Chalamet interview. So
yeah. Let's not. Yeah, fuck the oil crisis.
Yeah, fuck gas prices going up $20 an hour. I mean, $20 a mile. Yeah, fuck all that shit. Yeah.
He who controls the spice controls the universe.
I mean that too. All this into it also. So
yeah.
So yeah, like I said. I'm excited. And another crazy thing about Eli, you look at the date, right? You see the date? 12/18?
Oh yeah.
They didn't move it. Because there's another movie that drops that same day.
Oh, Doomsday.
Eventually, they did not move the date. They are not blinking.
Are you doing Dune's Day?
I can't, Eli. I can't do it. Eli, you don't understand that Barbenheimer, that drained the shit out of me, man. Watching this shit.
7 hours, 7 hours.
Watching it and doing the podcast on that shit drained the shit out of me.
Doomsday is going to be 3 hours.
Yes,
I'm
Dune will be 3 hours.
Yeah, it's going to be at least 2.5. At least 2.5.
I'm thinking easily 3. Both of these movies are going to be easily 3 hours. I bet you whatever it is. I bet you Dune 3 will be longer than Avengers.
Man, you know what? You know the Mandalorian movie, the Baby Yoda movie. Yeah. That's just going to be 2.5 hours.
Why?
That's what I said.
Right.
Fuck it, just throw it on TV.
Just throw it on Disney Plus, be done with it, shit. But yeah.
What the hell, man?
But that's my thing right there, man. So, like I said, and on top of that, Dune 3 is hogging all the IMAX theaters.
Oh, damn.
Avengers Doomsday won't be in IMAX.
Oh, yeah, because they shot it in IMAX.
They shot it in IMAX, but the thing is, since Dune 3 already secured the date, they already secured the IMAX screenings also. So,
hey, yo, have you watched Sinners on HBO?
I did, yeah.
Do you notice certain scenes going to IMAX? They changed the fucking ratio.
Oh, they always do this shit. Yeah.
They do it on HBO too. I noticed that the other one time I watched. Oh, there's
Did you see The Dark Knight on HBO?
I don't know.
Watch The Dark Knight on HBO. They do the same thing.
I mean, I own it and shit, so I don't know if I ever watched it.
It does it on your home. The version you own.
No shit.
It'll just watch it again. Watch the opening scene. The opening scene is going to be.
I'm gonna put it on right now.
Yeah, watch. Yeah, you watch Dark Knight while I talk about whatever the bullshit. But yeah, the opening scene in Dark Knight, you'll see it'll be expanding, and the opening scene is technically Chicago, but they call it Gotham. And then it goes to regular skin, then it shows the black bar skin. So yeah, it goes back and forth. But all the IMAX movies,
like the car chase scene and all that shit.
Yeah. Every IMAX movie does that. So yeah.
Okay, I just noticed that on Sinners last time I watched Sinners on HBO last time I watched it, and I was like, oh shit, they switched They switched the ratio. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah. Have you ever seen the interview of Ryan Coogler talking about IMAX?
Yeah, I did see
that. Dude is a nerd, man.
Oh yeah.
Like,
no, I like
he's
that.
a movie nerd. He's into this shit. Yeah,
I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, we need motherfuckers like that now because,
right.
yeah. No, that's what I was saying about when we talked about Sinners. Like the look of that movie, it looks really good. Like the colors, and it's not so flat. You know what I mean? Like everything's shot for your phone now. You know, whereas like there's some depth of field. Like, you know, there's like distances and, you know, the colors pop. It's just not all.
It's not gonna be Mandalorian and Grogu that looks like a Disney Plus show.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, like all the colors pop. You know, and that's what I liked about that. You know,
so
I still, you know, kind of yawn when they start dancing and shit, but
that was the best scene in the movie. You talking about like the scene with the
I'm
DJ
talking about the ending when the vampire show. You know me. You know, my opinion still stands on Sinners.
But now after seeing that music scene in there, we need a Sinners Broadway play. We need it.
There you go.
We gotta have it.
Starring Timothy Chalamet.
And Smoke and Stack.
He'll play the Irish vampire.
Right. Oh shit! All right, can we go to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
All right, like I said, this is Comic Book Bullies. We're talking about comic books. We're gonna jump into it. We're gonna go into it. We got new books. We're gonna go to it, and I don't know where you're gonna start, but I'm gonna let you go first. So, yeah.
Well, I'll go start with we're doing DC, right?
We're doing DC.
We got the DC all in shit. Well, I'll go.
Well, no, not all in. Not all in.
What is it called?
Next level.
Next level.
We're done with all in.
All in's done. Okay.
All in's done. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll go with Lobo #1.
Okay. Now, before can I set up some stuff? I mean, just briefly, talk about something like that. Okay. So, what next level? Like I said, we talk about what all in is. DC all in, and DC has been doing this since I guess the New 52, where they have like these arcs and eras and move on stuff like that. So, the DC next level is basically Superman is a god now, and Superman rebooted the universe in kind of his image, but not his image. He like sprinkles some shit in there, stuff like that. So basically, he's saying he's taking DC to the next level. So this whole world, the next level thing is that like Superman no longer exists in this universe, and it's just this.
Yeah, I read Action Comics. Was it last week or a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. Like Superman's no longer in that.
Yeah,
book, and it's a Superman book.
Superman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, what was it? Superboy Prime?
Superboy, but there's something going on where like something gets saved, like the universe saves itself, like something about to happen, but then something like Superboy will know about it beforehand or something. Like there's
because like Superman is telling him through divine
Superman, it's like some kind of the super universe where
right.
Yeah, it's kind of weird like that. But I was like, okay, yeah. But some of that comes out in this book too. They kind of reference the whole absolute shit, you know.
Yeah. Because like I said, this is all spinning off from that. So now you're saying that's in the Super book, not the Lobo book, right?
That was the Action comic book.
Action comic. Okay, yeah.
Action Comics.
So yeah.
Last week or the week after or a week before.
Okay. You know. So yeah, but like I said, I know you're talking about Lobo, but like you said, the action books, like so Superman is no longer in those books. It's just Superboy Prime and I think Superboy, John Kent, like both of them. So yeah. So then, but yeah. And Superboy Prime is kind of crazy because he can break the fourth wall. Like he knows he's in a comic book. So he does all that Deadpool bullshit, so like that. So yeah.
Well, that's fitting for this here.
Yeah. All right. So all right. We got my Lobo.
Yeah. So Lobo #1, Scotty Young, Jorge Corona. Is that his name on art? Is this my book of the week? This might be my book of the week. Okay. So
and I passed on this one.
This was a lot of fun. You know, so this opens up with a bang. You know, Lobo arrives at a space saloon looking for a criminal who's got a bounty on his head. He's got to get paid for his bounty. And right away, chaos ensues. You know, he rips off somebody's arm, beats up a bunch of aliens.
Oh, you get it. Before he ripped out his arm, he painted the logo on his door.
Yeah, he said no parking. Hey, there's no parking here. And so he ripped off his arm and used the blood to play Lobo's parking. That's on like the second page. Yeah, totally. Yeah, chaos ensues. He's ripping off arms, shooting people, beating up aliens, orders beer, you know, shoot some fools, all that shit. You know, just causing havoc wherever he goes in true Lobo fashion, But so he's there to collect the bounty. Some criminal's there. He's supposed to collect the bounty, but before he can collect the bounty, the job is canceled. He gets a call, "Hey, job's canceled." It's like, what the hell? Well, how am I going to? I traveled all this way to get this guy. Now I'm not going to get paid. What the fuck? Well, it turns out the bounty bonds company that he works for got bought out by this mega, giant media corporation. Bought him out. So Lobo ends up traveling to that media corporation's headquarters to collect his cancellation fee. Like, I got to get paid for all this, traveling I'm doing. So, and of course shows up, shoots a bunch of aliens, before meeting the CEO. And the CEO offers him a job. It turns out that this company, this big giant media conglomerate, is buying up all the businesses throughout the galaxy, and now they want to get into the bounty hunting business. But they're also want to get into reality TV because a lot of people like reality TV too. So they're trying to merge those businesses, and it turns out the biggest movie of all time in the galaxy, the biggest movie in the universe, is some anti-hero comic book flick called Razor Claws or something. It's a total dig on Wolverine and Deadpool and shit.
Which is what Lobo is.
He's a satire, kind of a parody of those type of characters. So that's like the biggest movie of all time, is like this anti-hero comic book flick, and the company wants to cash in on the success. So they want to make a reality TV show with a space bounty hunter, and they want Lobo to star in the show.
Kind of like Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Kind of, yeah, but with Lobo. Yeah, Lobo the bounty hunter, the space bounty hunter.
Right.
And of course, Lobo's like, okay, they promise him like he's gonna be rich and all that shit. So Lobo accepts the job. To be continued. That's it. Okay. But this was just dumb, stupid fun. Everything you want from a Lobo comic is right here. Just the Scotty Young wrote this.
Drew it also, right?
No, he didn't draw it. I mean,
he didn't draw it. Okay.
Was it Jorge Corona? Is that who drew it?
Similar because it looked like Scotty Young's art.
It looks like that cartoony style that Scotty Young is known for. But no, Scotty Young wrote this, and he totally understands this character. He totally gets Lobo. That crude, tongue-in-cheek, offensive humor and the over-the-top cartoony violence. And of course, the art fits that sort of chaotic, over-exaggerated, cartoony mayhem. And it's a total satire about the MCU, about dark, brooding heroes like Batman, Deadpool, Wolverine, Daredevil, those type of characters. And it's also sort of taking a dig, kind of taking a parody at corporate takeover, like the whole Warner Brothers thing that's going on right now.
Oh, they're going there. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, this book is full of over-the-top cartoony violence and crude humor, but it also has commenting on corporate takeover and those ultra wealthy companies, making a monopoly on the media. So, as violent and goofy and stupid, fun, offensive humor that's in this book, it does have something to say. So I enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun with this. I feel like, Scotty Young gets the character. I think the art is totally fits the character. 5 out of 5. I really dug this. This is a lot of fun. I almost didn't get it, but it was a light week. I'll check it out. It's a Lobo. Lobo's always kind of dumb. It's either hit or miss, Yeah. But I feel like Scotty Young got the character, and the art got the art and the writing.
Like that really, crazy ass humor, like Scotty Young. Yeah. That's his wheelhouse.
Yeah. That over exaggerated, chaotic, kinetic energy.
Yeah.
It really fit this. They really nailed the nature of Lobo. So yeah, 5 out of 5.
Cool. All right. So next book first book I'm going to do is Deathstroke the Terminator.
I almost got this.
You almost got that. Okay.
I almost got this, but I didn't.
I had to choose between either this or Lobo. I'm kind of glad because you got Lobo. So I'm like, okay, cool. I can wait for Eli to talk about that. So yeah.
I figured, okay, I'm reading Lobo. I don't need to read Deathstroke.
Right. Kind of same anti-hero, guns and shit, so like that. Kind of that. Yeah. So yeah, so we got Deathstroke is back. If it's Slade Wilson, not the same as Wade Wilson, it's a different, but we can talk about it and jump into it. And like I said, this is another number one because Deathstroke always has a book that comes out, it gets canceled, it comes back again, and it gets canceled. But I don't understand because I kind of like Deathstroke. You think Deathstroke would be like easy money for DC, but it not really. I don't know. So look into it. All right, so
he doesn't crack jokes like Deadpool.
Maybe he needs to. He does it, but maybe he needs to. All right, so there we go. All right, so Deathstroke number one. So the book starts off with Wintergreen. So, Wintergreen and Rose Wilson. So Rose Wilson is Deathstroke's daughter. He's Slade Wilson, Rose Wilson, blah, 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 stuff like that. And the old guy is Wintergreen. So Wintergreen is Deathstroke's Alfred. But he's not a butler. He can handle all of the paperwork bullshit and the behind the scenes shit that Deathstroke's too badass to really handle. So setting up meetings and getting clients like that. That's the shit he does, But Deathstroke goes out just kill people and shit like that, and they're just having a conversation about, Slade. They were like, you need to reconnect with him and shit like that. Like, I don't fuck with him anymore because, he's not a warrior. He's a killer. And the whole book is him on a mission. Like he's on assignment right now, taking out motherfuckers right now. So he's tagging people and shit like that. Like I'm on a mission, talking to Wintergreen because Wintergreen's in there. He got all kind of guns, shit like Rambo and shit. He's about to move into position. And Wintergreen is in his ear, basically telling him, okay, this is the target you got to get. You got to get this guy. He like, okay, so who's the client? He like, we can't tell you the client because he paid extra for you not to tell him. And the art, man, I'm loving this shit. So yeah, he's tagging and bagging everybody about to go in there, shit like that. It makes it tell him like, okay, so the client that paying you the money to go in here and do all this shit, he's basically paying you extra money to go in clean, silent. He don't want a lot of mess up like that. He don't want people to know what's going on. And this was like, well, if he did that, he shouldn't have called me because I don't do that shit. I want to advertise because he wants to sell a comic. He don't want to go in there and be all silent and shit like that. So he's setting up this van, hot wiring and shit like that. And Deathstroke's just like, okay, now it's time to party. So here we go, rubs the driver off, and then bam, runs the van off the top floor of that building while shooting off the top of it into those guards and kills everybody in there, starts shooting tanks, shit like that, blows up, takes out a whole bunch of those guys, walks in through and shit like that. And he's like, okay, who's coming for me? Oh, and Deathstroke also has a healing factor. Now, how strong is healing? Is it Deadpool healing factor? No, it's basically as strong as Have the Writers want it to be. So yeah, so they shoot at him, but like I said, his armor is bulletproof. Also, if they shoot him, it don't really matter anyway. And he just pretty much goes John Wick on everybody. Shoot this guy, shoot that guy, stabs that guy, goes fucking crazy. Shoot this guy. He was like, "Hey, a motorbike. I like that motorbike." While all that shit is going on, one of the security guards on the other side of the building gets a phone call, and he just said, "Oh, what you said? The Deathstroke, the Terminator's coming?" And he tells the other guy, I'm gonna take a 15 right quick. I'm gonna take a break. Don't worry about that. I'll be back in a little bit because he knows Deathstroke is coming. So he's trying to get out of it before he gets there. Before he gets there, he opens the door and he sees a motorcycle headed straight to him, the one that Deathstroke took, and he's got a whole bunch of grenades tied to him. And bam, blows that thing up. So while Deathstroke just goes in, it gives like a backstory about it. Basically, Deathstroke, to sum it up, he's Captain America if Captain America was a serial killer. So yeah, that's basically it is. Kind of like Winter Soldier, but it was Winter Soldier, took credit cards. So yeah. All right. So he goes in there and he shoots some more guys, and then he actually gets ambushed by these two metahumans called the body doubles, which they have healing factors also. So Deathstroke like, okay, cool. I ain't gotta hold back on these guys. So he just starts stabbing them, shooting at them and shit like that. One of them get a good shot in on them. Yeah, they get a shot at him on him, but that's just get them close to getting range so he can stab them, and shoot the other one because they're going to heal up, so he ain't going to worry about them getting about it. So he kicks the door in, and he finally gets to the target he's supposed to take out, and it is Wintergreen. Even though Wintergreen has been in his ear the whole time, Wintergreen is there right there, already dead. So whoever's been in his ear isn't Wintergreen. And he's like, oh, shit, Wintergreen, what the fuck going on? So he's dead, throat slit and all this shit like that. And not only that, he's like, Slade, I'm taking everything. He looks at the computer and it's all his money. It's already been wiped out because somebody stole all his money, got all in his accounts, his Gotham account, Deathstroke Incorporated, Markovia, all this like that. All he's broke now. Zero, all this shit like that. And meanwhile, all that's going on, then you get the guards chase him down. They finally got him, and he's just like, no, I can explain what's going on and shit like that. But while it's going on, and he pulls out a gun out his whatever. So, and then starts shooting at these guys, shit like that. So he wasn't surrendering. But while that, Wintergreen has a bomb on the bottom of his chair. So, and he's trying to get the bomb off, but bam, it blows up. Yeah. And they're like, is he dead? Did he take him out? And Deathstroke is still alive. Slade is still alive. Because like I said, that healing factor is as strong as they want it to be. So, and he's just still shooting at people and to be continued. So, yeah. So now Deathstroke has no money, no armor, no family. He's just out there just doing shit. So, yeah. Like I said, I don't understand why Deathstroke don't sell, because every Deathstroke comic I read has always been interesting. They all had like a different spin to it, turn to it, but they've always been entertaining and fun. So I never understand why they don't take off. I don't know. Maybe this will. Maybe this will be the thing that will take off. I don't know. We'll see. So, but what you got next?
Yeah, maybe he needs to be in a movie.
How the fuck is that not a Deathstroke movie? This is easy money.
Remember, he's supposed to be in the Snyderverse or whatever.
Fuck up, no, an actual Deathstroke movie. Just give him a movie. I know they wanted him to be Batman villain, shit like that, but no, just an anti-hero serial killer going around just killing people, shit like that. Eli, it prints money.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. It's you think this shit would be easy?
Yeah.
Personally, I mean, especially after Deadpool did $1 billion like that, you think DC would have Deathstroke ready to go?
Which was a Deathstroke, a Deathstroke parody.
Right. Wade Wilson, Slade Wilson. You think he'd be ready to go, but nope, they ain't doing shit. But yeah.
Deadpool, Deathstroke.
Yeah. But I don't know. But what you got
next? G.I. Joe number 20.
Okay.
The Energon universe, where the Transformers in G.I. Joe are crossing over. And finally, they have crossed the streams.
Yeah, because I see Duke
Prime
and Optimus Prime on the same cover.
Joe.
So, yeah.
Yes, Optimus Prime finally meets with G.I. Joe. So this starts off with Duke, Clutch, and Hound. Hound, the Jeep Transformer. They're tracking down Matt Tracker from Mask, Mobile Armored Strike Command. Yes, Mask, the cartoon Mask. Yes, he's in this.
I remember. Okay.
Yeah, they track him down, but then Scrap Iron shows up in his decked out, missile Jeep, missile truck, and there's a chase. There's a car chase battle, Scrap Iron versus Matt Tracker. But then Duke and Clutch jump into Hound, and they get into the battle, and then Hound just turns into a robot, an Autobot, and takes out Scrap Iron. Scrap Iron freaks out and takes off, escapes. And then Duke and Clutch talk to Matt Tracker, who's been in hiding, but they need him to repair Hound since Hound has been damaged. And Matt Tracker, since Matt Tracker's worked with Energon Tech when he worked with Miles Mayhem, the bad guy from Mask, before he went on the run.
Wait, is Matt Tracker black in this universe?
He is. Yes, they race swapped Matt Tracker.
Uh-oh. Where are the
He's
angry?
Still in a red.
Yeah, because I had that car. I had that toy.
So did I.
Yeah. Okay, so nobody's angry and pissed off about this. I figured
I haven't heard anything. I haven't seen. But then again, I'm not on shit as much lately.
I guess I'm the one that's turning it online. So yeah, I'm supposed to know this shit.
So So yeah, but Matt Tracker, because they're hinting that the Mask universe is also working with Energon. So so Matt Tracker worked with Miles Mayhem on Energon Tech before he went on the run. And he helps repair Hound. So Hound gets repaired, which means his transponder is now fixed. So now he can pinpoint the location of the other Autobots, because right now he's been separated from the Autobots. So they go and find him, finally. And Duke and Optimus Prime finally meet. So, but last issue in the Transformers, Optimus Prime gave up being a leader, and he gave the matrix of leadership to Elita 1.
Okay.
So she's now Elita 1 Prime, and she's leading the war on Cybertron. So she's now Prime. She goes back to Cybertron while Optimus and the few remaining Autobots stay on Earth to fight the Decepticons. So that's what's been going on in Transformers. So now Duke and Optimus finally have a conversation. And then, they talk about being military leaders and how war can take its toll on them, but they still have to do their duty, and how they want to protect their friends. And they end up they agree to form an alliance, and they agree to help each other when needed. So the Autobots will assist G.I. Joe to fight Cobra, and the Joes will help the Autobots fight the Decepticons when needed. They kind of a fellowship is formed. And then the end of the comic deals with Scarlet, who went to go infiltrate the Ashikagi Ninja Clan in her series. And they got that magic sword, but it's kind of revealed that it's most likely powered by Energon. So they got to go record. So Snowjob and CoverGirl are talking about going and getting Scarlet, getting her out. And that's where it says to be continued. So, 4 out of 5. I'm still on this book. I'm still digging these books. Stuff we've been waiting for is finally starting to happen. And then some, I guess there's going to be a Mask series now. Its own.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're not just going to be in the G.I. Joe book, but they're going to get their own series, which I'm down for. I still have not read Void Rivals. I keep meaning to, but I have not read that. That's the one Energon book.
Has this been tying into Void Rivals at all? Or?
Yeah, I guess it's more about what's going on in space, and but it deals with the Transformers and the stuff going on in, like, I guess, Cybertron, but that's the one book I never read, and I keep meaning to catch up, but I just haven't gotten a chance to yet. Even on our breaks, I was like, you know what, I should. While we're taking these breaks, I should catch up on those books. But
right, get caught up on.
I haven't. I was busy watching the Dune trailer.
just on repeat.
So 4 out of 5.
Cool. All right. So next book, last book I'm going to do, like I said, I'm done with this afterwards. I'm going to do is Batwoman #1. Because I love me some Batwoman, Eli. So yeah. So this is like I said, there were 3 DC next level books we've done. This is the last one that came out this week. So yeah. Let's see if I can get to it. Boom. Okay. So like I said, and this is written by Greg Rucka. Like I said, Greg Rucka was the one that wrote the critically acclaimed Batwoman run that everybody loved, that they did that it kind of based CW on. He wrote that. He's back writing this. So it's almost feel like a continuation of his story. So yeah, so everything happened there is here, and we just get to it and see what we got with Batwoman. All right, so yeah, so we're back with bam. Okay, so the book starts off with they're in Greece, and I'm going to spend too much time with this. And they're in Greece, and basically they're at some kind of hospital, or maybe an asylum. They really don't say what this is, and they have one patient. The patient is Kathy Kane, aka Batwoman, and she's beat up, hurt. Went along, she's been there, and they keep asking all kind of crazy ass questions, shit like that. And they may think she's crazy. I don't know if it's a sane asylum or it's a hospital, whatever like that. But they tell her sit down, have a conversation, basically telling them that you're crazy. They're coming for you because it seems like she's crazy, like she's lost her mind or shit like that. And they ask her like, "Well, can you tell me what's going on?" She basically said, "Is it because of your sister? This is why you're having a psychological break?" They're like, "Yes, because everything changed with my sister." And basically, her sister is Alice, her like arch nemesis or arch villain. They're twin sisters. I'm not gonna get into all Batwoman lore like that. It's there, but the point is they're fighting and shit. And yeah, it's basically, they're basically giving a background of what happened, that how they got separated, and she thought both of them thought they were dead, but it turned out they was alive, and now they're like arch enemies fighting each other, shit like that. It's the whole Greek tragedy. You know how it is, but yeah, basically telling him like they are coming. It's crazy. There's this crazy ass death cult that's coming that you can do. So she's fighting this death cult. They're fighting him, and she's beating him and shit like that. She's getting closer to see what's going on. They get the best of it, but she's fighting them off shit like that. And apparently, this death cult worships Darkseid. All this shit ties into DCKO, which I had no idea. I don't know where this shit happened, or even if it did happen, because apparently Alice, Batwoman's twin sister, was in charge of setting off the death pits that Darkseid was trying to use to take over planet Earth, so she's about to set off the death pits. For she do it, Batwoman, does some shit, some bad shit, that shit knocks it out of her hand. Now she grabs it and she's trying to stop her from getting it. And Alice starts shooting at her, shit like that. And actually hits her a couple times. That's why she's fucked up right now, because she took some of them shots, and she's coming for her, and now she's just running after her, coming after her and shit. And yeah, she breaks the detonator to get in and throws over the edge. And then Alice grabs her, and then I guess they both go over the edge. She's stabbing the shit out of her, and they both go over the edge. And I guess they, neither one knows what happened to the other. That's why she's back at the hospital, shit like that. But it's like, because she thinks her sister died again. And she's like, how can you fight the devil when the devil is real? Because, DC is really leaning into making Darkseid the devil, but Darkseid's real. Everybody knows Darkseid's real. So it's like, what can you do against that? This death cult that worships this crazy ass demon that's eventually going to come back. Like, Darkseid is coming back. They don't know when, but he's coming, So apparently this whole insane asylum actually works for the death cult. They actually she don't know it. She's been kept hostage the whole time. So yeah, so they actually feeding information back to her, back to the other people that's in charge of the death cult. And they're like, okay, we're holding her hostage, and we're going to find out everything she knows about what's going on, and find out when Darkseid is coming back. Otherwise, we're going to spill, the streets with her blood, And while they're doing all that shit, then you get, bam, this light shining, and it is the symbol of Batwoman. And she's just like, come and get me, you motherfuckers. To be continued. So, yeah, that's the book. I kind of just ran through it. It was a cool story. That's all it need to be. I feel like I did need to know some other. I don't know where all this shit happened. I know for a fact it didn't happen in the last Batwoman issue. It didn't happen in DCKO, because I read all the DCKO shit. So I guess it's just some shit that just happened. I guess. I don't know. So, cool. 3.5 out of 5. It was cool. After what you read with Lobo, I'm gonna say this was the weakest of the next level books. So yeah.
What did you give Deathstroke?
4.5 out of 5, man. Just because the art, even though like the story was just whatever, I didn't care. The art was so cool. The action was so cool. Deathstroke's so cool. I just like it. So shit, yeah. So I'm ranking them, even though I didn't read Lobo, I'm still gonna say Lobo, Deathstroke, this. All right. Yeah. So what you got next? Or
no, I'm booked up.
Okay.
It was a light week.
It is. Can I make an announcement? Make some good news at the end? Because every time I make an announcement at the end, Eli's always doom and gloom. Can I make some a good announcement this time?
Sure.
Okay, yeah, let's go get an announcement. So, Eli, even though we haven't been recording anything, we just been kind of like sitting on that. Well, I've been sitting on my ass. You've been working, keeping us afloat. But our social medias have been popping off. Let me see if I can show this shit right there.
Oh,
okay,
really?
So in the last 30 days, we did 1.2 million on Facebook.
No shit.
1.2 million on Facebook, views wise. That's not all.
Oh.
On Threads. Let me see. I don't want to.
Oh, I ain't even on Threads, but go ahead.
Yeah, like nobody's on Threads, but you'd be surprised. Okay, on Threads, we are at 10.5 million views for the last 30 days.
No shit. Well, good job,
man. Remember I was telling you about that? Yes. Remember I was telling you about how how they were snapping on me and going crazy over me, shit like that, because of that shit I post? That's why. Now that post alone, I'm gonna see where it is, because I just gotta stop looking at it because I got hit so many times with it. Oh, that ain't that bad. That's bad. Like 300,000 maybe. But yeah, like I said, Eli, I promise you're gonna see a post popping up with somebody roasting the shit out of Comic Book Bullies over that Chuck Norris shit. It's gonna happen. You're gonna see it. And it won't be from me. It's just them copying shit that responded to it and shit like that. But yeah, that's all. So I just want to post some good news. Like I said, it's popping off 1.2 million. I don't know what's gonna happen. We just kind of just roll and just see what's going on. So yeah. YouTube, we ain't doing shit over there. So they don't give a fuck. It was the one platform we need to get on. They won't give us to us. But yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll crack the code eventually. So yeah. But that's all I got. Anything you got? Or...
No, that's about it. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, absolutely, we missed the absolute Just want to say the last absolute Batman issue was dope. You know, with Poison Ivy.
Who you fight?
Poison Ivy.
Really?
The absolute version of Poison Ivy is pretty dope.
I thought she just looked like regular ass Poison Ivy. Did she look?
Oh no, she's like the Thing and shit. She's like,
oh cool. Okay.
Spores and infecting everybody. That version is dope.
Okay, because I think I saw some absolute shit. It was like, okay, she's like Poison Ivy, but you saying she's all absolute and shit. So like, okay, that's selling me on that. So yeah.
That probably would have been my book of the week last week. Maybe.
It would have okay.
So. if we were to do a video of review of show last week, that would have been my book of the week. You know,
but like I said,
8 out of 5.
Okay, so like I said, the hiatus is over. If anybody see here, the hiatus is over. We're back, regular schedule. We can come back next week. We're gonna come up with some other stuff. I already got to kind of plan on the stuff we're going to talk about in the weeks coming forward. We got a full play. Eli, we got a full play.
Well, Daredevil starts this week.
That's what I'm saying. Vacation's over. We're back. So yeah.
Yeah, Daredevil starts, right?
Daredevil starts this week. Because Eli, I'll be honest with you, I am behind on a lot of shit. I haven't watched any of Godzilla. I haven't watched any of Invincible. Invincible's back. There's some other shit I haven't seen either. I'll be honest with you, Eli. I kind of want to get into One Piece. It looked interesting.
The show?
Yeah,
the show or
the live action Netflix thing, not the anime, not the anime. Yeah, the live action. I kind of want to get into because it does look interesting. It does. So yeah. So I got a lot of stuff to get into. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things, kind of dip my toe back into it. Honestly, I'm behind on a lot of comic books right now. I need to come back on comic. Don't worry, I will get back up to speed. I'm down right now, but I'll get back up to speed, and we're going to be up and running. And Eli, I have my idea for our next long form comic review. I'll let you know.
Oh yeah. Okay.
We won't spend 3 months on it. I promise you. Like we did. But I appreciate everybody looking at Final Crisis is doing very well on YouTube right now. I'm actually shocked at how well it's doing on this. I appreciate everybody checking that out. So until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We talk to you guys next week. Same bullet time, same bullet channel.